sometime during the 7th grade, one thing happened to me. It was like that I got hooked on salami. Salami sandwiches, salami and cheese, salami and crackers. I couldn't get enough of that salty, spicy sausage. As far as the salami, my mom wouldn't buy me. She said it was too expensive and not that good for me. To show my emerging independence, I decided to go out and eat what I wanted anyway. So one day I went out to the store and bought some salami with my allowance. Well, the problem had to be solved. Where would I put it? I didn't want my mom to see it. Hello. There was only one place I knew would be totally safe, under my bed. There was a special corner under my bed that the vacuum couldn't reach, and my mom didn't have the guts to clean it. So, under my bed with the salami, done with the dark and the dust. A couple weeks later, I remember the delicious treat that was waiting just for me. I looked at it and saw not the salami I had clean on my bed clothes, but the green and the hair and the ew. The only thing I could think of to do was absolutely nothing. Sometime later, my mom became obsessed with spring cleaning. In her case, that meant cleaning places that had never seen the light of day. Of course, that meant under my bed. And I kept on judging the moment she would find the salami. She was. She scrubbed. She dusted. And she screamed! She screamed and she screamed! Alarms went off in my head. Ah! What's the matter, Mom? Something's under your bed. What's under my bed? Something. I don't know what. Finally, when she stopped screaming, she whispered, "Maybe it's a lie." I got down to look at the bed. Stay back! I don't know what it is. Salami had grown 3 inches of hair. It was turning a gray-green color. Ew. It was also growing on the surrounding area as well. My mom left the room. I had to return with the broom. She poked at the salami with the handle. It didn't move. Poked at it harder. It still didn't move. I wanted to tell her what it was, but my mouth didn't seem to work. Finally, I started laughing. What's so funny? It's a salami. What does salami have to do with it? You know the salami sausages you buy at the store? Mom started laughing too. We laughed until tears rolled down her cheeks. Okay, Patty Jean Shaw, you clean it up no matter what it is. I didn't know how to clean up something so ew and not look at it. So, of course, I got my little sister to help me. Managed to roll it onto the evening newspaper. My dad never knew what happened to it. And she threw it out in the garbage can. I persuaded her to clean up the mini fuzz as well. I told her it was too big to reach into the corner. I ended up paying her 3 weeks of my allowance. Mom never got mad at me for buying salami. I guess it's because she thought I'd pay my price. Salami held a memory of our sharing laughter. For years to come, all I had to do was threaten to buy some salami, just to make my mom laugh. Sometime during the 7th grade, one thing happened to me. It was that I got hooked on salami. Salami sandwiches, salami and cheese, salami and crackers. I couldn't get enough of that salty, spicy sausage. As far as the salami, my mom wouldn't buy me. She said it was too expensive and not that good for me. So to show my emerging independence, I decided to go out and eat what I wanted anyway. So one day I went out to the store and bought some salami with my allowance. So a problem had to be solved. Where would I put it? I didn't want my mom to see it. Hello. There was only one place I knew would be totally safe. Under my bed. There was a special corner under my bed that the vacuum couldn't reach, and my mom didn't have the guts to clean it. So under my bed was the salami, down with the dark and the dust. A couple weeks later, I remember the delicious treat that was waiting just for me. I looked at my bed and saw not the salami that a couple weeks ago, but the green and the hair and the ew. The only thing I could think of to do was absolutely nothing. Sometime later, my mom became obsessed with spring cleaning. In her case, that meant cleaning places that had never seen a day. Of course, that meant under my bed. I kept on judging the moment she would find the salami. She scrubbed. She dusted. She screamed! She screamed and she screamed! Alarms went off on my head. Ah! What's the matter, Mom? Something's under your bed. until tears rolled down her cheeks. Okay, Kaijisha, you clean it up no matter what it is. I didn't know how to clean up something so ew and not look at it, so of course I got my little sister to help me. Managed to roll onto the evening newspaper. Dad won't know what happened to it, and she threw it out in the garbage can. I ended up owing her 2 weeks of her allowance. My mom never got mad at me for buying a song. I guess it's because she thought I paid my price. Swami held a memory of sheer, unrestrained laughter. For years to come, all I had to do was threaten to buy some Swami, just make my mom happy.
Next participant is Elaine Christensen, who will be doing My First Date from Barber Comstock.
I'm sure it was difficult for my dad. I mean, I'd always been this little princess, and it was hard for him to see me grow up. I was scared to death that he would think no boy was good enough for his little dad. When Justin arrived, I invited him in to meet my mom and my dad. Truthfully, I've been dreading this moment for years. Nice to meet you, Justin, my dad said, shaking his hand. First, I'd like to ask you a few questions. I froze in terror. Sure, sir. Go right ahead. My dad asked all the usual questions parents ask. Where are we going? Who are we with? And who's driving? I am, sir, and I have my driver's license. On my car check yesterday, I'm excellent mechanic, which means nothing will go wrong. I will hold to the gas and need an extra oil. Don't worry, sir. Not only safe with me. What time will you be home? By 12:30 on the dot. Justin was amazing. He had the right answer for every question my dad asked. I'm not sure my dad liked that though. Not again, we think Justin was too confident of himself. Just a few more questions, my dad continued. Suppose terrorists stop your car, kidnap my daughter, put her into a box and get her 3 feet below ground. What will you do? Well, first, I'd start by writing my driver's license. Then I would follow my car. If my car didn't work, I'd borrow the vehicle. Then, after notifying the police, I'd watch my distance until they left me. Then, I would use the hammer and nails I always carried to make holes in the box to ensure she had plenty of air. Then I would dig up the box, help the daughter out, and still be home by 12:30. Okay, suppose your movie theaters and the fireworks happen. The ushers have locked all the exit doors to prevent people from sleeping in, and the crowd is blocking the aisles. Abby, you're embarrassing me. I'm sorry, honey, but I worry about you. He turned to his question. The air is getting very smoky, and you can't see. What are you going to do? Well, first, I'd start by putting that jacket over her head, being very much misprepared. Then I would lead her to the back by stepping in the seats. Then I would lead her to a restroom because I've already checked. View windows leading to an alley. I would break the window, pop the daughter out, and immediately call you to tell you that you were all right. Men's room or ladies' room? Ladies' room, sir, with my jacket covering your heads. Okay, suppose you're in the diner and a commando squad from the foreign nation is taking everyone inside hostage. They're threatening to start killing hostages if their countrymen are not released. The police have been notified, but they can't do anything about it. You're inside, and one of the commanders seems to be interested in my daughter. Just what are you going to do about it? And when my dad finished, he's standing there, screaming in front of Justin's face. Well, in that case, I guess I just have to use a little logistics. With that, he picked up my dad, flipped him over his right shoulder, and set him flying onto the couch.